You're welcome to My Father Taught Me series, Volume 4, Series 8, titled The World War of Net Worth. Dear brethren of the world, the World War of Net Worth is the real source of all wars fought by humanity on earth. Every war is tied to economic interest of persons, nations, races, regions, and the likes at the expense of human souls, equated in value to money worth, named net worth. These wars are caused by the inherent selfishness that the spirit of the serpent, which goes against the commandments of the Most High, which commandments were summarized in few words by Christ in the book of Matthew chapter 22, verse 37 to 40. Christ said unto him, Thou shalt love the Most High, thy Creator, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbour as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and prophets. A selfish person cannot love his neighbour as himself. And selfishness gives birth to greed, and greed produces covetousness for earthly net worth, which covetousness is capitalized upon by the spirit of the serpent through Mammon, the god of money, who devises a system that will often and ultimately trigger the world war of earthly net worth, which in reality is the source of all wars fought by humanity on earth. Question: how? Answer: it all started with the serpent through Mammon, god of money, who beguiled us with the spirit of selfishness, greed, and covetousness in the deceptive name of earthly net worth, which by acts and by means are clearly against the commandments of the Most High, particularly the sin of selfishness as an act that does not allow us to love our neighbors as ourselves. The serpent, through Mammon, the god of money, created the rules, way, and means to earthly net worth, which is in complete opposition in ways and means to the commandments of the Most High, which results are the sins of selfishness that destroy humanity. As far as the serpent is concerned, having succeeded with the case of the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden, and Eve and Adam deceived, the same old serpent this time around has changed his strategy from disputation of the consequences of disobeying the commandments of the Most High to Eve and Adam, to a new operational strategy of earthly net worth as a fait accompli by subtle deceit, using the face of its agent, Mammon, to deceive the seed of Adam to go again against the commandments of the Most High, despite the exposure of his antics by Christ, the Messiah. Next, after selfishness, Mammon created another monster in earthly net worth, spiritually called greed, which is the father of the spirit of covetousness, marking the serpent's operational manual and mantra for earthly net worth. This was a step 2 trap for man to further break the commandments of the Most High and be further doomed. Covetousness is a tool in the hands of Mammon to ensnare the heart of men to capitulate to the subtle craftiness of robbing Peter to pay Paul with a smiling face, thereby deadening the conscience of man to ignore once more the commandments of the Most High and the gospel of salvation of Christ. And now the presentation of the deceptive allures of earthly net worth has caused men to go frenzy with a heart full of Mammon's falsehoods and idolatry after self-aggrandizements. And hence, men have embarked on a trajectory supervised by Mammon, who dictates the terms to all potential earthly net worth bidders, which is, the end shall justify the means of the earthly net worth target set before you, including and most importantly, breaking the commandments of the Most High. The terms of the agreement is thus sealed to the letter in the hearts of earthly net worth bidders. These are the characteristics of the above covenant, which are made up of greed and covetousness, which are the tools in the hands of Mammon, needed to start the world war of net worth, WWN. The world war of earthly net worth simply means the vanity of building net worth through greed, covetousness, and the craftiness, using the evil principle, the end justifies the means, even when the means is unrighteous and evil, and against the commandments of the Most High. The earthly net worth is like a beautiful apparent big tree to the eyes, but without a deep, solid root. When the wind blew, the tree fell, and what a big fall. Because the unseen supporting roots underneath the ground were deceitfully very shallow. So it is for the earthly net worth acquired and accumulated through mammon in unrighteousness. For vanity shall not stand the test of time, according to Proverbs chapter 13, verse 11. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. Gathereth by labor shall increase means using your Most High given heavenly net worth to creating good employment with adequate decent pay to all that work for you, not as slaves, but as with gratitude to the Most High in praise and worship. Furthermore, in the book of Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 11, as the partridge sitteth on eggs, and hatcheth them not, so he that getteth riches, and not by right, shall leave them in the midst of his days, and at his end shall be a fool. In all of the stated above concerning the manipulation of the heart of man by mammon, man has been given the power of choice between the clear commandments of the Most High and that of the serpent and its agents. And each choice we make has its rewards or consequences, according to the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 13 to 15. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. The world war of net worth was precipitated by the serpent Mammon from the beginning of time, using the lust for power through inordinate ambition, greed, and covetousness, akin to the book of Isaiah chapter 14, verse 13 to 15. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. The three attributes of greed, covetousness, and craftiness had been the most contentious ensnarement of humanity in a catch-22 situation, causing us to break without fear the commandments of the Most High, which says in Exodus 20 verse 17, Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. This was summarized by Christ in the book of Matthew chapter 22 verse 39. And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The World War I and II were simply the World War of earthly net worth, directed by the serpent through Mammon, the god of money. Question: how? Answer: the World War I and World War II were fueled by individual and collective quest for earthly net worth, driven by the monsters of selfishness, greed, and covetousness, by a few who are ready to manipulate others in the style of the serpent to undermine the negative consequences of breaking the commandments of the Most High, which is love thy neighbor as thyself. Selfishness, greed, and covetousness are carried out under the cover of alliances between countries, militarism, nationalism, imperialism, secret diplomacy, and internationalism, all of which amounted to World Wars I and II, the basest and lowest of bestiality that humanity can descend for the sake of perishable earthly net worth, using the same deceptive acronym of patriotism at both sides of the warring parties described in the book of James, chapter 4, verse 1 to 4. It states, from whence come wars and fightings amongst you? Come they not hence, even of your lusts that war in your members? Ye lust and have not, ye kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not because ye ask not. Ye ask and receive not because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lusts. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the Babylon world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the Babylon world order, that is the world, is the enemy of the Most High. The above stated words of the scripture speak about the World War of earthly net worth as the sources of World War I and World War II, and if care is not taken, can cause World War III. The sources of World War I and II can be traceable to the World War of earthly net worth at the expense of innocent blood shed for the sake of perishable earthly net worth of faithless individuals who have been possessed of the disease of covetous acquisition of earthly net worth for self, manipulated under the camouflage of purported interest of the masses whose interests they claim to protect, whereas the interests of humanity can be guaranteed only when we comply with the commandments of the Most High, which was given to humanity out of His love for us. It was meant to guide us as the manual of life and peace, but we won't have that. And we rejected the offer as we argue in our hearts concerning the existence of an unseen Most High. Yet, we concede to the commandments of the unseen devil. However, if the invisibility of the Most High is the issue of excuse, Exodus 33 verse 20, and he said, thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. The Most High, therefore, has sent his special envoy, the Messiah, Christ, to the world, whom we can see and touch, whose mission was to show us the way of salvation of the world of the Most High. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 14 to 16. Seeing then that we have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, Christ, the Son of the Most High, let us hold fast our profession. For we have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. In addition to the above, Christ came to demonstrate how to walk the talk of salvation of the Most High in love, even wearing the flesh of man with our infirmities, to teach us without excuse the truth and the things of the Spirit of His Father, the Most High. Christ's preaching was centered on how to keep the commandments of the Most High through the love of Him, the Most High, first. And secondly, how to love our neighbors as ourselves, which Christ described in an understandable format as follows in the book of John, chapter 15, verse 13 to 27. He says, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, as followers of his teachings by example, he may give it you. These things I command you, that ye love one another. If the world," that's the Babylon, "hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world," Babylon, "the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin. He that hated me hated my Father also. If I had not done among them the works which none other man did, they had not had sin. But now have they both sinned and hated both me and my Father. But this cometh to pass, that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their law. They hated me without a cause. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceeded from the Father, he shall testify of me. And ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. My beloved brethren, there is so much to say, but time and space will not allow. However, the summary of all that have been said, simply put, are as follows. The world war of net worth is the real source of all wars fought by humanity on earth. Every war is tied to earthly net worth of economic interest to persons, nations, races, regions, and the likes at the expense of human souls, which human souls are being equated in value to money worth, called on earth the name of net worth. These wars are caused by the inherent selfishness, the spirit of the serpent, which goes against the commandments of the Most High. Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 20 to 22. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The Son shall not bear the iniquity of the Father, neither shall the Father bear the iniquity of the Son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. But if the wicked will turn from all his sins that he hath committed, and keep all my statutes, and do that which is lawful and right, he shall surely live, he shall not die. All his transgressions that he had committed, they shall not be mentioned unto him. In his righteousness that he had done, he shall live. May the Most High lead us away from the temptations of the world war of net worth. The book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, which is the source of world wars, the most heinous crime of humanity. But rather, grant us this day the heart of the heavenly net worth, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For there in eternity is where we desire our hearts to be. The book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 20 to 21. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Remain blessed. My name is Steve Emmanuel Mojugbe, a messenger, author, a Nigerian, mftmseries.com. Copyrights reserved. Thank you for listening, and remain blessed.